Here we go. Great. We got some cool music in the background. Let's freaking do this. All right. So first of all, January 19th, which is the third Friday, yada, 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 that bullcrap. 3 characters. Hakumen, another Blazblue character. Kanji and Orie. 3 of them are going to be in Persona, Blazblue, and Unio. So basically, we're either going to get these 3 characters, so it could be one of 2 things. If we see anything from the other list or anything from this list, we'll see. We have 2 leaks right now. Somebody's lying or everyone's lying. Apparently this dude is not doing so hot at Arc System Works America. He's been working there for 2 months since they've been there. So this guy must be, you know, does really well with people. So January 19th, Hakumen, Kanji, Orie. Hakumen, awesome pick. Kanji, I knew it. Orie, okay. Maybe I'm a little bit, you know, about that. Evil Japan, this is a big one. And the one that I'm like, could change everything. Which I was expecting because, you know, Evil Japan, you know what I mean? It's huge. So they might have some stuff. They have 6 characters being announced. Jubei, Terumi, Teddy, Adachi, Seth, and Hilda. Weird. Interesting that 6 characters being announced at Evil Japan. And to be honest, that might be a good idea on their part. As for, they're releasing 2 Blazblue, 2 Persona, 2 Unio. Alright, interesting that. I'm not 100% sure as to why they would do that, but you know, whatever. So, okay, so there's that. Jubei is an interesting pick. Terumi, I kind of like Terumi being in there because he's a villain and we need more villains. Teddy being there, he's coming regardless, so you guys better pucker up because there's going to be some ass whoopings and some frustration, some salt flowing through your veins. Adachi, this is the most interesting one here, guys. This is the most interesting one here because of the whole thing that has been said throughout the many months that this game has been, you know, shown and everything like that. Persona 4 Arena logo versus the Ultimax logo. Very interesting indeed for what they for what this is telling us here. It means that Adachi's coming. They might make a few exceptions. I did read a few comments on the YouTube video before, or on the YouTube videos that I made, that this, like, they might make a few exceptions with certain characters. They might stick to Persona 4 Arena characters, but they might make a few exceptions. So like Adachi, which is a good exception because he's a cool character, you know? But if that's the case, I wish they just would have put the Ultimax logo on there, not the Arena one. It's really weird. Rachel's been announced. Yeah, Rachel has already been announced like a long time ago. So, interesting. Adachi, that would really like, that would set me off in a good way. Because Adachi's, you know, we need villains. We have Terumi and Adachi. We have a villain, you know? Seth, I was expecting him to come in, and Hilda, I wasn't expecting nearly as much as Seth or Carmine or even Yuzu, but we're going to have Hilda and Seth. Seth is going to be an interesting pick. I think he's cool. He's annoying to deal with, but he's cool. Hilda, she's just, everyone wants Hilda in the game, and apparently she's the villain of Unio. Is that right? I think that's right. So, Hilda, very nice. And that's for the Evil Japan trailer, which means that we're not going to get Blake until the next one. And here it is right here. Platinum, Bang, and Blake. Platinum being in the game, I'm kind of like, Bang being in the game, that's a plus. This character needs to be in the game because that's a cool character. Blake is finally going to get released in RTX Sydney, which I think is in early February, I think. Interesting that. I was hoping that Blake would be announced at Evil Japan, or even the January ones, just to be like that. I guess they're not even nearly finished, or they're just finishing up the touches. Maybe if they have Blake ready, because I was hoping for January to be, it was my thoughts. My thoughts were like, okay, December, we can get Blake there, the teaser, like the same thing as like Weiss back in the day, back in the other Rooster Teeth or whatever thing. And then we can get Yang at the Rooster Teeth Sydney announcements, you know? So that's what I thought, so we can get all 4 Ruby characters before March. and then we can have room and more time for other Ruby characters. That was my thoughts, but that's clearly not going to happen, and including with this one. And to be honest, this list looks a lot more convincing than the other lists. Looks really convincing. Other than, you know, the explanation as to why he's going to get kicked out. What the hell? Okay. And, you know, like stuff like that. It's like, that's sketchy. That's a red flag immediately. But it looks a lot more convincing than the other list. The other list was all over the place, wild carding it just to set people off, that type of stuff, you know? So, yeah. Looks a lot more convincing. So, Blake coming in Sydney in early February, then February, the mid-February stream. It's Valkenhayn, Labrys, and Merkava. Valkenhayn being in the game really interests me. That's interesting. By the way, freaking noodle arms. Can't wait. Valkenhayn being in the game interests me because he's a very complex character. I don't know how they're going to do it, how they're going to simplify him. Maybe they'll make him have both his form. I don't know what's going to happen with that character, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do if he is in cross-tag battle. Labrys being in the game, I kind of saw coming. I was expecting Shadow Labrys over Labrys, but I can take regular Labrys. That's not a bad idea, you know? Especially if Adachi's in the game. Like, if Adachi's in the game, there's no need for Shadow Labrys, to be honest. So Labrys is in the game in Merkava. Merkava's dope. I like Merkava a lot. That's going to be a really cool character to play. I like Merkava just in general, you know what I mean? But hold on. Before we get into more discussions here, I should also mention we've been working with Rooster Teeth for dubbing reasons, which we do have planned for all series, even Under Night and Birth. Not only did he say we're going to be getting the next few characters, as you can see, but we're also going to be getting dubs for Under Night and Birth, something that has not been done. We don't have dubs for Under Night and Birth. Damn! However, they do seem to get in the way of some things. For example, Relius was planned for a while, but Rooster Teeth asked Arxis and the America side of the company not to add him. Interesting. So they didn't want to add Relius for dubs purposes? They were concerned with something like his Astral Heat being added. They didn't want things like implication of it. Oh! Damn it. Dude. Dude, Relius is like the uncle that you don't want like your girlfriend to meet or something at like a family reunion. It's like we're welcoming Rooster Teeth into this nest of awesome anime games. It's like, yeah, that's Ragna, he's the main character, and that's Lychee, she's our aunt, she's kind of cool. That's our little sister Noelle. That's Relius. You want to stay away from him. You know, he's bad news. It's like, damn it, Relius, you ruined it. That's Relius. That's Uncle Relius. You don't wanna, you know, you don't want to mess with him. He's kind of weird, you know. Anyways, Cold Kid Cav, what's going on, man? Thanks for the follow, dude. All right, so anyways, so because of that, they don't want to add him because they don't want to like add any bad things, have anything bad happen to the Ruby characters, which I would be interested in to see what Relius would do with them. I don't know what the crap Relius would do with them, but you know, whatever. And you know what, that also, you know, there's a lot of implications here. So that means that Relius isn't going to be in the game. Dubs are possibly going to be in for every character, including Under Night and Birth and Astrals. So there's a lot of stuff, information here in this leak that is making me really happy. Is making me really, really happy, man. A lot of information. Anyways, characters they said they wanted the same game as Ruby characters. Damn, dude. They didn't want Uncle Relius to soil Ruby or Weiss or Yang or Blake. Senpai Gammy, thanks for the follow, man. I don't know what happens after these announcements. All I know is that the roster is going to be bigger than most people would expect. Damn, dude. My God. There's a lot of information here. And not just that. The only red flag I really see is probably Adachi. Adachi and this dude not being, you know, like he's probably leaving the localization team, which is like, what? So I don't know, man. Maybe he wants to be the guy in the spotlight. We've heard the story before. I'm not getting along, so if I'm not getting along, I'm gonna be freaking, you know. There's a lot of information here, man, to digest. So anyways, localization. Oh, dude, this is what sets the, like, this right here, red flag. This right here, red flag. There's a lot of red flags here, but there's also a lot of information, dude. And Rooster Teeth not wanting Relius in the game because he does, you know, interesting experiments on characters as his Astral is really funny. At the same time, that's kind of a red flag in itself, because what if there's no, like, there could be a lot of things here. There could be, all right, there could be no Astrals. That fixes the issue. Like, you don't have an issue with Relius, right? You could just not put Relius in the game, which is why they're doing it here. But, like, you could put Relius in the game, but not give him an Astral. That's it. You solved the issue, you know? I don't know what happens after these announcements. All I know is the roster is going to be bigger than most people will expect. That's the interesting one. So there's quite a big of red flags. 3 big ones, of course. Adachi. But, of course, like we said before, there could be exceptions. So, in this list, it's Adachi. In the other list, it's Rise. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The other one, they spelled Naoto's name wrong. And this one, they spelled localization wrong. Like, what the crap, dude? So, there's a couple red flags here, but there's a lot of red flags in the other one, too. But this one looks a lot more convincing than the other one. Maybe if we get a third leak, maybe that'll be, you know, that'll fully convince us, you know? Luke Jammer, thanks for the follow, man. Give me a video link to his Astral. It's freaking weird, man. Technically, I'm not wrong. Localization. You spelled it wrong, man. You spell it wrong. You spell it wrong. He's technically not wrong. He's wrong. He spelled it wrong. You don't know? Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Watch this. Hold on. Let me see. Localization. What does that mean? Location. That's what that means. What does that mean? What is that? Listen. Cross tag battle localization. What location? What is that? What is that? What location? Alright, anyways. What is this? Wikipedia? Alternate spelling of localization. You're gonna trust Wikipedia over Google? Google has all your information. Wikipedia? You know what? Hold on. Hold on. All right. Bam! Bam! There's that! No, it's not! No, it's... Do you see how... Do you see that? Anyways. Either way, there is a lot of red flags here. But at the same time, it's a lot more convincing than the other one, you know? But at the same time, it's a lot more convincing. It makes sense that they would do more character reveals in Evo Japan. But the other information regarding Astrals, Dubs, Relius, and other stuff like that, all that information might be a bit iffy as well. But I'm excited to hopefully... Oh, man, like, it looks really good on paper. Like, look at this. It looks amazing on paper. Like, I want to believe all this. But like I said, like, we all have to take leaks with a grain of salt. We can't fully believe them, even if it comes from a credible source, because none of us knows. It's just the one dude on the other side of the internet telling you what's up, you know? So just take this thing as it, like me, take it with a grain of salt. It might happen. The only thing that we're really for sure is if in January, if we get Hakumen, Kanji, and Orie, we're all going to have a big look on our face and say, it's true. That's it. Just like that. That's the only thing we can do at this point. We can speculate. We can say, oh, because of the leaks, that's that. But with this, we can only wait until January. You know what I mean?